Good afternoon, guys. How are you? So you're going to need something to lay on, a mat, a towel, blanket, anything you like. And make sure that you've got room to be able to lay all the way out, okay? Just pairing up my phone with this so I can track everything. You need to be nice and upright. Now listen, if you haven't done this before, don't worry, because we break it down bit by bit to make it easy for everybody to follow, okay? It's gone dark, I don't know why it's gone dark. There we go. We do a warm-up, we do a bit where we get moving, and then we get down to the floor. I don't know why it keeps going dark. Let me move my lamp across. Maybe that will make a difference. Equipment everywhere today because I'm doing some training. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Cool. So, yeah, so if you've got knee problems, back problems, then the options are going to be there. Level 1 is going to be your beginner, your injury kind of level. So if you have got problems, listen to those lower options, all right? Just work where you feel comfortable. If anything is uncomfortable, then rest or take it down to the level if you've gone up, and then join back in when you can. Alright, so nice and upright, nice and tall. Toes and knees point forwards, shoulders down and relaxed. Just gently rock from side to side, forwards and backwards. Make sure you've got an even distribution of body weight across both of those feet. You don't feel like you're leaning or lopsided. Relax the shoulders down, engage the core, so draw up through the pelvic floor and tighten around the centre of the body. So if you can imagine, it's like wearing a tight corset, you're just drawing it in. But we need to be able to maintain it, okay? We don't want to have it so far that we can't breathe or that we can't do any work, okay? So it's around about a 30% engagement. So if you imagine a lift, pull it up, pelvic floor up to 10th floor, down to 5th floor, down to 3rd floor. And then if you imagine a belt, 10 notches on the belt, notch 10, notch 5, notch 3, 30% engagement. Neutral spine, so you're just tilting the pelvis, finding the position where your back feels the most comfortable. You've got that natural lordotic curve, that straight line from the head down to the heels. Everything in place, you then need to breathe from your rib cage. Hands on the ribs, fingertips touch. Take a deep breath in, open the ribs and release. Deep breath in and release. Relax the arms down and just begin to pedal through your feet one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. Allow your shoulders to gently rotate one way and the other. Placing the feet flat down, lift all the way up onto the toes and release. And again, lift all the way up and release. You've got to make sure you're balanced, you're central and release. So we're going to step out and reach over. That leg comes in and then you're going to step forward, reach forwards and come back up. Step out, reach up and over, come into the centre and then step forwards. Now any problems, you can always step the leg in and then just bring the back knee down so you're making that a smaller movement as well. Last one here, but it is up to you. Good. Holding it in the centre, other leg, up, over, bring it in, lunge forward. We're lengthening the back leg, we're bringing the chest forward and down. Coming up to the centre, lengthen the supporting leg. Good. Remember, you can step the foot in if your balance isn't so good. Lovely. And also if you've got knee problem or back problem, you may prefer just to bend that back leg. Last one here, lateral flexion. Good. You're going to hold it in the middle Allow your hips to rotate one way and the other. Holding it in the center. Arms are coming up. Breathe in. Breathe out, rotate one way. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, rotate the other way. Breathe in, return. Now you've got to keep your hips nice and still. You can bring that arm through and around. Bring the arm around. Good. And again, opening up and mobilizing through the back. One last one here. Keep those hips in place. And release. You're just going to tap one foot forwards and backwards. Keeping the supporting knee nice and soft. Just tap, tap. Lift the foot from the floor. You're just going to sweep it, lift the knee and push it back. Sweep it through, lift the knee. So it's a controlled sweep. So don't just let it flop about, yeah? Knee comes up and then you're going to take that leg back as far as comfortable for you. Knee comes up, balance. Leg goes back, reach forward. Knee comes up, hold it here. Ankle is going to rotate one way and the other. And take the foot down. Other leg begins with just that tap, forwards and backwards. We then begin to sweep the leg through. We then lift the knee and take the leg back. Lift the knee, back, knee, back. Knee holds, reach back. Now you can always keep your toe down there if you don't want to go for the lifted option. Knee comes up, balance, reach and press. Knee comes up, hold. Ankle goes one way and the other. And place the foot down. Starting towards the back of your mat, you're going to breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to gently roll down through your back. Soften the knees, allow the arms to hang and relax like wet spaghetti. When you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to roll up. You're rebuilding your back. Head and neck come up last. So you're rebuilding a nice long tall tower with the body. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, roll down. Soften the knees, allow the arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, carefully all the way back up. So we are going to roll down and we are going to come down to the mat this time. So chin to the chest, breathe in. Breathe out, lower. At your lowest point, you're going to walk your hands forwards, lowering the knees down. Okay? Hands are going to come out slightly wider than your mat. You're going to breathe in, lower the chest down. Breathe out and lift. Breathe in, lower the chest down. Breathe out and lift. Now if you want to work at the next level, your legs are going further away. And if you want to go to the next level, you have got that full push-up. It's your chest that's coming between the hands, not your head. Whole breath in takes you down. Whole breath out pushes you back up. So it's slow and controlled. Whole breath in takes you down. Whole breath out pushes you up. 2 more repetitions, please. Your movement, the pace is dictated by your breathing. So you should be breathing deep, full breaths. Your movement should be slow. And then holding it in the middle, you're going to bring those hands back in. Wrist, elbow, shoulder. Core muscles zipped up, back is lengthened, neutral spine, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to push one leg all the way back along the floor. You're going to breathe in and bring it in. Other leg. So this is your level 1 of the 100. Of the swimming. I'm 2 steps ahead of swimming. Push the leg away. So that leg is going out as far as comfortable without dropping the hip or leaning or tilting, yeah? You want to go to the next level, fully extend and then raise. Then breathe in, touch the toe down and draw the leg back in. So your toes touch the floor first and then draw the leg back in. Now if you want to go a little bit further, opposite arm pushes out along the floor, comes back in at the same time as the leg. Make sure you're only lifting that leg to the height of the body. You don't want to get it too high because you'll end up dipping or arching that back. Last option, arm and leg out straight, they raise, opposite arm to leg, touch down, come back in. Breathe out, extend and raise. Breathe into lower and draw it back in. Back is lengthened, core muscles are engaged. Strengthening through the back, the core. Got mobility through the leg, through the shoulder. And I'm going to ask you please for one more with each side at your level. Please do feel free to rest and get a drink at any time. Once you've completed those two, you're going to carefully allow yourself to lower down. Elbows under the shoulders, okay? Looking down at the floor, draw up your pelvis. So from here, breathe in. As you breathe out, raise one leg, not too high. Breathe in lower, then breathe out, lift the other leg. Breathe in lower. Now that leg doesn't lift high. If you try and lift it high, the rest of your body is going to shift and that pelvis stays down. The chest stays facing down. We don't want the bottom coming up. So that leg really is only lifting, what, 10 inches from the floor? Yeah? If you want to go to the next level, your knees are up. Breathe in, breathe out, lift, breathe in, return. Breathe out, lift, breathe in, return. So you've got that option, starting with your knees down at level 1, starting with your knees up, level 2. You have got that option up on the hands as well, but again, we're making sure we're not allowing that bottom to lift, okay? Everything should be in a straight line, and we're just gently lifting that foot, that leg, not too high. If you prefer, you could just hold it still. Good. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Try not to tilt your hips as that leg raises. And I'm going to ask you for one more on each side. When you've completed those two, gently lowering down onto your front. You're going to be bringing your forehead to the floor. Hands into the small of the back, legs together and fully extended. Point the toes away from the body. So we're going to keep the head and the chest down. We're going to work on a double leg kick. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the legs, breathe in. As you breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, lengthen but don't lower. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in and lengthen. So those legs are coming back into their start position. Your belly button needs to be drawn right up. Those core muscles need to be engaged. Strengthening through the center of the body. Deep, full breaths. You could just do one leg at a time if you need to. Draw up your belly button. Imagine there's a marble underneath your belly button. You've got to have it pulled up, but without lifting the bottom any higher. So you're literally just engaging the core, that tight pair of jeans around the center of the body. In your double leg kick, we can work the hamstrings and the glutes, as well as the core and the lumbar spine. So I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths, 2 more sets of kicks, and when you've done all those, you can gently allow those legs to lower. You can release those arms, bring the pelvis up, back into leg pull. Level 1, knees down. Level 2, knees up. If you want level 3, come all the way up onto those toes. Make sure the body is in a straight line. I don't want those legs wider than the body. Nice straight line. Level 1, remember, knees down. Level 2, Knees up, level 3 on those hands. I want you to really focus on drawing the belly button up, okay? Imagine I've got hold of your belly button through your back and I'm pulling it up towards the ceiling, all right? So your tension, the work, is coming from the middle of the body through your core. Deep, full breaths. Hold that position. If you begin to shake or wobble, it's a sign of muscle fatigue. That means you're working. That means your body's responding and says, let me rest a second, and that's okay. Good. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Then you're going to gently allow yourself to lower, and we're going to turn onto one side. As you come onto your side, make sure you're on a straight line. So you can use the edge of your mat for guidance there to know whether or not you're straight. Head rests down on the arm, and you need to look straight ahead. Don't try and look up the body or down the body. Just look straight forwards. And we don't want the hips rolled. So hips, knees, ankles all stacked one on top of the other. And then this hand is there for your balance, okay? So breathe in, point the toes. As you breathe out, raise both legs without rolling forwards or backwards. Now, both legs eventually will move, but we will start with just the top leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, kick the top leg forwards, then breathe in to return. Breathe out, kick the top leg forwards, breathe in to return. We're going to take it backwards. How does that feel? Breathe out, leg goes back, breathe in, leg comes in. Now take one forward, in the middle, and then back to the middle. So breathe out to kick forward, breathe in to return. Breathe out to kick backwards, breathe in to return. Now as that leg moves, your bottom leg remains still and raised. Hand is there for balance, but we could take it away. When you take it away, the core, the lumbar spine have to work harder to keep the posture. Then if you feel you could also add the bottom leg. One is going to go forwards, one is going to go backwards, and both legs remain as straight as possible. Point those toes. If your balance is really good, you may feel you can bring that arm all the way over. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. Point those toes, keep those core muscles in place. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Then I want you to bring your legs together, keep them lifted and still. Now keeping the legs stuck together, I want you to breathe in, lower them an inch from the floor, and then breathe out and lift them back up. Breathe in, lower them an inch from the floor, breathe out and lift them back up. So those legs stay stuck together, they move as one unit, they don't quite touch down, and then they come back up. Hand is there for balance, we know we can take it away. Breathe out as you lift. Now every time you lift a bit higher, that waist works a little bit harder. I'm going to ask you in your side raise for 2 more repetitions. Well done. When you've completed your 2, legs can come down. If you need to, you can give that hip a little rub, and then you are going to push yourself to sit. In a nice seated position, lengthen your back, relax the shoulders down, chin off the chest, look straight ahead, okay? Breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, so we've now created a little C-shaped spine. And then breathe out, lower down as far as comfortable for you. Then breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out, continue all the way up until you get back to where your back is lengthened and straight. Breathe in, tilt, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start to lift, breathe out, continue to lift. Make sure your knees aren't wobbling, your feet aren't lifting, okay? Feet, knees stay in place. If you prefer, you can work with your legs out straight. And that really just depends on how you feel, whether or not it's comfortable for you. Sometimes you've got a tight hamstring or a lower back problem. Sometimes straight legs is more comfortable. See how you feel. Breathe in, tilt, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start the lift, breathe out, continue. All the way up, lengthen the back. Breathe in, tilt, breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start the lift, breathe out, continue the lift. So this is your roll up. This is directly working through the core and through the lumbar spine. Strength and mobility. And in your roll up, I'm going to ask you please for 2 more complete roll ups. So that's 1. Once you've completed those 2, I want you to stay in that seated position. You're going to bring your arms out. You're going to breathe in, tilt the pelvis under. Breathe out, rotate with the arm, look to the hand. Breathe in, come to the middle, and then come up. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, lift. If your arms feel heavy or tired, you can always just cross them over. Again, we're making that C-shaped spine, then we rotate, come back to the middle, and then we come up. Option again is legs out straight if you prefer, so it's where you feel comfortable, okay? We want you to work effectively, and if that means you have to have your legs in a slightly different position, fine. As long as you're still completing that rotation. And you're only going as far as comfortable for you. Can you please complete 1 more on each side? Once you've completed those 2, I'm going to ask you to carefully lower and lengthen all the way out. Legs out, arms out by your sides. So we're going to come into an exercise which is really going to strengthen through your lower back. It's also going to work down the back of your leg through the hamstring. Work where you feel comfortable. I'm going to give you the options, so don't worry. This is called climb tree. Your legs are trees, all right? Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift one leg up, toe point to the ceiling. Your other leg has stayed on the floor. That's important, okay? Hold the leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're just going to walk your hands up your leg. So you're peeling the back and the shoulders and the head up. And then you're going to breathe in and gently release. Don't drop. Other leg comes up. Hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Walk up the leg. Breathe in. Gently release. So climb tree. We're moving the hands up the leg. And then we're gently releasing. Don't just let that leg drop. If you want your next option, you're walking up the leg. You're going to breathe in and lower it an inch. And then breathe out. And that may just give you the leverage to get all the way to the top. And then again, we gently release. Now remember, one leg always down on the floor. A lot of the time when I teach this exercise, this happens. I want that leg to stay down, not coming up, okay? It stays down. Only bringing that leg up as far as comfortable for you. Good. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, and engaged. Well done. Deep, full breaths from the rib cage, strengthening through the core. I'm going to ask you for 1 more on each side, please. Something very strange has just happened. One of my pictures has fallen down, which is a bit eerie. I find things like that very strange. There's a picture of my sisters, so I'll have to give them all a ring in a little while, make sure they're all okay. Good. Once you've completed those 2, I'd like you to bend your legs. Heels are down, feet are flat, shoulders down and relaxed, core muscles in place. Just make sure your back, your neutral spine is in place. Your back should feel comfortable, okay? You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, lift one leg up. Now that leg should be in a right angle. The shin is facing the ceiling. The other leg has stayed completely still. Imagine you've got a glass of water resting on that other knee. We mustn't let it wobble. Now we can stay here, or we can come further, bring up the upper body, breathe in, chin off the chest, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes down. Breathe in, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes down. If you want to go further, the other leg can come up. Make sure that back is still comfortable, core muscles have remained in. Don't let your tummy muscles dome upwards. You've got to focus on drawing them down. If you want to go further, you can take your legs out diagonally, but only if your lower back is comfortable. Deep, full breaths. So your level 1 is here. Just lift, hold and breathe. Your level 2 is here. Upper body raised. Level 3, both legs. Level 4, legs extended. Now, if you've only got one leg raised, I'd like you to lower it and swap over. If you've got both legs raised, please carry on, unless of course you need to rest. So we're bringing the other leg up. We're making sure we're comfortable. We can stay here if we want to, or we're coming up to add that pulse, or we're lifting that other leg, or we're going further still. And what I like is that you go through the levels, okay? Because don't take for granted what you can do on one side, you can automatically do on the other. It might be you've got a slight disc or joint problem on this other side, and then having that other leg up might help. Having the upper body raised might be too much pressure, but go where you feel comfortable, step by step. What I'm saying is don't come straight to there, okay? Then go through stages. And I'm going to ask you please, if your legs are extended, to bring them back to bend, don't just take them down. I'm going to ask everybody for 2 more breaths. If your upper body is raised, that is going to lower down first. If you've got both legs raised, 1 foot at a time comes down. So we all end up with both feet on the floor. Good. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we bring one leg up again. Knee above the hip, ankle in line with the knee, and we're going to bring the arms up. Palms face inwards, fingers being pulled to the ceiling. Breathe in. As you breathe out, pull the arms over, pull the leg away, and then breathe in and bring it back in. Breathe out, pull it all away. Breathe in, bring it all back in. Allowing it to be pulled from one side of the room to the other. So we're really lengthening through the centre of the body, mobilising through the shoulders. Good. You can do just the leg or just the arms. Absolutely your choice. So you've got like 3 options there. If you wanted to work harder, then the other leg is coming up, but it's not going to move. Everything comes from just that one side. We're going to do 2 more with this leg. Once you've completed the 2, that foot comes down, breathe in, breathe out, bring the other leg up. Fingers point to the ceiling, don't drop the heel. Breathe in, as you breathe out, extend, keep this other knee still. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, extend, toes pulled away. Breathe in, return. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in and in place. Strengthening through the core, down through the lumbar spine. Deep, full breaths. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, return. Mobilising around the shoulder and also through the knee on this leg that you're moving. Making sure that leg is still. You can bring it up if you want to go to the next level, but we keep it in place. Remember, you can do just the arm or just the leg if you prefer. I'm just going to ask you please for 2 more movements, always coming back to start position. When you've completed those 2, arms can carefully come down. If you've got both legs, let's do 1 foot at a time. Bring your legs together. Bring your arms out to the side in line with your shoulders. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lower the hips and the knees one way. Look away from those knees. Breathe in, come to the middle. And then breathe out and go the other way. So this is your trunk rotation. It does not matter if your knees touch the floor or not. If it does, great. But I want you to check something for me. As those legs come down, I don't want you to lift your shoulder. Your shoulders must stay pinned to the floor. Keeping those shoulders down, you may find you can't move those legs as far. Now, if you want the next level, legs are lifted, do not drop the heels. Right angles. Imagine I've just placed a ball behind your knee. You can't squash it, yeah? Breathe out, lower. Again, you must keep the shoulders down. Breathe in to release. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in to release. Don't drop those heels. Keep those legs stuck together. So trunk rotation, strength through the obliques, through the spine. You've got that lovely mobility. I'm going to ask for just one more to each side. Looking away from those knees. When you've done those two, you can release the arms and just hug your knees in for a moment if you need to. From there, guys, you're going to carefully allow those feet to lower if they aren't down already, and you're going to carefully transfer onto your other side. Laying down in a nice long line, resting the head on the arm, point the fingers, point the toes. So again, use the edge of your mat as guidance to know if you're in a straight line or not, okay? Breathe in, breathe out, raise those legs. Hand is there for balance. Legs have only lifted as far as comfortable, and your obliques, your waist, is already working, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, top leg kicks. As you breathe in, return. Breathe out, top leg kick. Breathe in, return. Take it backwards. You're going to take it back, into the centre, back, into the centre. Take it forwards, and then backwards. And let's really focus on our breathing now, okay? So breathe out to kick away, breathe in to return. Breathe out to kick away, breathe in to return. Then if you feel strong enough, you can always take the supporting hand away, and then the option is to add the bottom leg to the movement. One goes forward, one goes backwards, but both legs stay absolutely straight. Now you can always bring the arm over if you want to go a little bit further, but be careful that those hips are not rolling. Breathe out, kick, breathe in, return. Breathe out, kick, breathe in, return. I'm going to ask you in your side kick for 2 more breaths. When you've done your 2, legs stay lifted, held and still. Hands down if you need it. You're going to breathe in, lower the legs an inch from the floor, and then you're going to breathe out and lift them up. Breathe in, they lower an inch from the floor. Breathe out, you're going to lift them up. Now you're keeping those legs as straight as possible, and you're keeping them stuck together. Hand is there for balance. Don't allow yourself to roll forwards or back. So we're breathing out as we lift, in as we release. Breathing out as we lift, in as we release, without rolling forwards or backwards. Strengthening through the core. Deep, full breaths, smooth, controlled movements. Side raise, right into the obliques, through the core, through the lumbar spine. You may even feel some work on the outside of the thigh here. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more. When you've completed those 2, you can allow those legs to lower, and by all means give it a rub out if you need to. Well done. So from here, we're going to bring ourselves round into box position. Wrists and elbows underneath the shoulders. So we're back to the position that we started in. We're going to take a couple of cat stretches. Breathe in, chin to the chest, round the back. Breathe out and release. Breathe in, round the spine, chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. So from here, guys, just bring your hands close to the legs, curl the toes under, coming into crouch position. We're going to stand, okay? If you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Chin tucked in, breathe in, place the feet flat, and breathe out. Use as many breaths as you need to carefully roll up, rebuilding the back, vertebrae by vertebrae. As you reach the top, relax your shoulders, head and the neck, come up last. Good, rearrange your hair, your t-shirts, whatever needs to be done. Shoulders down and relax, make sure that you are balanced. Now, as you potter about the rest of your day, just ask yourself every now and then, are my core muscles engaged? Is my neutral spine in place? Yes, yes, great. Well done. So we are back with Pilates tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, okay? We are back today, so today is Tuesday. We are back with HIIT at 4 o'clock, okay? So you've got one more class today, and then tomorrow you've got your Pilates. You've got 3 lessons tomorrow as well. You've got low impact conditioning at 12, and then you have got, actually you've got legs, planks and tons at 4 today. Tomorrow is HIIT. Help if I got it right, wouldn't it? So I'll see you at 4 for LBT, tomorrow morning at 10 for Pilates. Take care, bye for now.